I can already tell tonight is going to be a process because the first person to say anything in either of my streaming rooms was looking for a very specific kink that I do not at all fuck with. So, we're doing great so far. Alright, the first hour is almost done for streaming, and it's been a bit of a quiet night. But then again, the first hour of every stream is usually quiet because it's people receiving all the notifications I send out that I'm live and also deciding whether or not they want to come hang out that particular day. But I have just encountered one of my other least favorite fetishes that has grown in popularity lately and just makes me want to... Which goes something like this. Hello, happiness dealer. I'm Big Dick Tom. Hello, Big Dick Tom. I'm happiness dealer. How can I help you? Hi, yes. I would like to use your services to masturbate next to my spouse without their knowledge. Block. Yeah, I don't play with that. I don't care if it's just a fantasy or not for you. I don't care if you're actually doing it or not. I don't like it. I don't do it. And not because they're doing it next to their spouse or that their spouse is unaware that they're masturbating. It's they're pulling in a whole other third party that their spouse has no ability to consent to. Alright, we just started hour 3, and so far, I have very few complaints, minus the complaints I've already voiced. I have paused my live stream so that I can properly do a show that someone has requested on my Hot Pink site. It's semi-complicated and sort of weird. I'll tell you about it after. Okay, go team. Dude was trying to be as cheap as humanly possible, so that hasn't happened yet, and who knows if it will. Thankfully, with that site, I can be online, and I technically don't have to be, like, live, which I appreciate, so people can just find me and then send me a message, and then if they really want to do something, like, on video or phone chat, then they can. It has been a pretty good night so far, regardless of dipshittery and cheap fucks. And since this guy wanted to dick around, I'm just going to use the time that I would be otherwise entertaining him to take a quick break. And then log back on for a few more hours and see where the rest of the morning takes me. I took a break to feed myself because, like I said earlier, I'm a dumbass. I figured stream was a little slow, a little quiet. I'm making money, but not at the rate that I feel I should be. The Hot Pink site, however, was popping, but like I've mentioned, I don't have to be live on stream to work that site. So I just leave it on, leave it up, keep it updated while I go about any breaks I take throughout the night. That's why it's so easy for me to do 12 hours straight on there. And on said Hot Pink site, we have things happening. So while I've been sitting here taking my break, finally eating a proper meal or whatever I eat that passes for one, I get a message from the guy from earlier this evening who kickstarted this little break I've been on. You know the one who disappeared earlier, claiming that he got caught up in something and is back now, and am I ready to do the show? And while I don't doubt that he got caught up in something, my time is very valuable to me. So I flipped a coin about whether or not I would answer him tonight or tomorrow. He got lucky. And he'll get an answer just as soon as I'm done with my break. Shortly after I got his message, someone new added me and immediately sent me a message. Wouldn't you know it, it's one of the perverts from the last time I worked who is very skittishly playing with the fact that he has a fin-dom fetish. For the uninitiated, and I don't know how many of you could possibly be uninitiated at this point because the pay pig thing went wild on TikTok the last few years. Fin-dom is a kink where the person who is submissive or submitting in the situation gets off simply by giving up cash. As in, it makes him sexually fulfilled to give large amounts of his income to someone he sees as greater and more worthy than him. And the first time this guy rolled around, we spent an hour talking about politics and religion, while his hard-earned cash just ticked away bit by bit. And then he deleted his account and disappeared. I don't care. I got to keep my cut. Well, that new person who just added me on the Hot Pink site, yeah, that's him. He's back. He's got a new name, but definitely is keeping with the same attitude. And I think he is due for some humiliation for chickening out so fucking hard the first time. Humiliation that comes with a price tag, of course. I hit and surpassed my goal with my Hot Pink site, but not without coming at the expense of some of my patients' insanity. The last call I had was great. Lovely gentleman, until he started pushing boundaries. He kept trying to talk about things that are against the site's terms of service. And being as I would love to continue for the rest of my time in sex work to have access to work on this site, I'm not going to cross that boundary. With certain things, we can dance around it verbally, but when you're just flat out asking me to break the terms of service of the site, I cannot do that. I like having money. I like being gainfully employed. I like having the safety net that is these sites existing within the sex work sphere. So I gave him the usual 2 or 3 chances to suck some of that blood back up into his brainstem and hear the words I was saying. And then I just ended the call, which sucks. And now I have to send him a message and be like, hey, this is why the call ended. It's you. Stop it. But yeah, that's it. I am calling it for the night. I'm tired of people. I will see you guys tomorrow for day 2 of Fonda trying to find any form of consistency when it comes to work. But until then, roll that beautiful bean footage. Fuck, we did not hit goals tonight. We did, but